Happy Monday. Hopefully you guys all had a good weekend. Ready for another pretty crazy week over here. We have CPI tomorrow, PPI on Thursday. It's going to be another interesting one. And as always, if you guys haven't noticed, I'm probably going to be a little bit of a nuisance again on social media today after yet another epic move that I outlined for you guys on Msos here. So this has been one that we've been talking about a lot on the streams really over the last 2 weeks here. Again, we finally saw that really starting to play out towards the end of last week. We saw that really nice gap up at the open here. I believe some of you guys are up. I think the biggest one that I saw was about 550% on those shorter dated options there. Again, guys, I don't know how many more times that you guys need to see me call out the most filthy trades in the market for everybody and see everybody in LTMP, Less Trades, More Profits, my private trading and investing community, just absolutely crush it. But I'm just going to keep doing this. I told you guys last week, again, I say this probably every single week at this point, that there's always going to be a time that's going to come up where during the week where I'm just going to come out and show you guys some of the most disgusting results and returns that you guys have ever seen. So you guys know what the deal is with that. You guys want 50% off your first month before prices go up in September. Links pinned to the top of the live chat. But we've got a lot to talk about today here too. So before we get into everything, ladies and gentlemen, it is that time of day again. Say good morning to somebody in the live chat. If you guys would like to say good morning to me, would love to receive some good mornings over here. If you guys are new to the group, new to the stream, let me know. I'd love to welcome you guys in here. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you guys are hitting that like button on the way in. Costs you absolutely nothing to do it, but it helps me out a whole lot. Spreading these streams out to as many people who actually want to learn. I am the only person, for those of you guys that are new, that is demonetized on YouTube for talking about the amount of 1000% gain trades that I hand out to everybody. So not a whole lot of people can come out here and tell you guys that. They didn't like that, that I was putting that in the titles all the time. But yeah, don't be a slacker on the like button. We have a 200 like goal on the stream. Let's see if we can hit it. We hit that 150, and if we get all the way up to 1,000, it's when you guys get ankles. So we'll get there eventually. We'll get there eventually. I guess it really just comes down to me just calling out more of these epic trades for everybody so that you guys can make more money. We attract more people to the streams. I guess that's how it works. But we got a lot of fun things to talk about today with Neo, Palantir, Sofi. We got a lot of fun things to cover. T-Mobile, for those of you guys that were in that one just hit that first take profit here too at it was like 247.50. Really solid one there as well. Nothing too ridiculous. Tesla had a nice little weekly breakout there as well. Gonna see if that one can follow through there. I'd like to de-risk on some more things today, just especially ahead of CPI. We do have some elevated expectations for CPI in general. Let's see. What? Let's see. Oh wow. Let's see. But yeah, let's see. We got any slackers on the like button here? Ooh, you guys are slacking. Let's see what we got in here this morning, though. We've got Eddie, Reaper, Dr. Bob, Gerald, Dawn, Boomtown, Matt, Gene, Joshua, Michael, Rogue, Jay, Gray, Cool, Daily, Taylor. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. So, let's go through a couple of these individual names here. Neo, daily chart here still looking really constructive. If we can see, again, I mean, I'm not going to trade this one. I already own. Again, this is not a big position for me like we talk about all the time. I have like 4,000 shares at like 455. It's not bad. I'm treating this like an option. If it goes, it goes. If it doesn't, it doesn't. This one's all thesis driven at the end of the day, or results driven really at this point. If Neo is able to deliver on the promises that they've made to shareholders over the last few years here, again, after all of the over-promising and under-delivering, then great. They've really taken some strides in the right direction over the last 2 quarters to get their way closer to those profitability metrics. Again, having Onvo, having Firefly, those sub-brands that are going to target the mass market, and then also engaging in those cost-cutting initiatives are definitely going to be something that's going to help them. Is it going to be what puts them over the edge? I don't know. We'll see. Nobody has a crystal ball here. So let's actually check back in on Palantir, see how this one is doing after they reported earnings last week. Yeah, just consolidating at the highs. Guys, there's not really much to do with this one here. Again, like I tell you guys all the time, it's not one that you buy. It's not one that you short. I gave this one to you guys in the teens. It's like, at this point, you just kind of let this one go. If you want to sell calls against your position for a little bit of income there, create your own dividend, by all means, do what you got to do. But this has been one of the, I don't know. This actually might be the best move that I gave out to everybody. 15, right around 15 on Palantir for everybody. So that was a good one. Sofi, let's take a look at this one. Ooh, nice movement today here too. Sofi up 2.87%. So again, the 2 times that I was outlining really over the last year and a month, 13 months here that it was smart to be picking up Sofi. Again, at that 655 area where I own it. Again, it's trading at 22.75. There we go. And then the 1360 weekly breakout that was happening in May. So congratulations to all of you guys that have been paying attention to everything that we've been talking about on these streams and in these videos here. Again, my favorite phrase, pay attention or pay a premium. The amount of just moves I've given out to you guys for free too, like MSOS, DNUT, Coles, all these other ones as well. Well, hold on. Let's actually go through them. What was last week's 1000%er? What was last week's? Oh, Walmart. Yeah, Walmart was the 1000%er last week. BMNR ripping. So I think we should talk a little bit about these types of like crypto companies that are selling these doing these offerings and then buying Ethereum or Bitcoin or any one of these other cryptos. To me, like, this is the way that I look at things, guys. If it made logical sense to do and there was a really strong argument for it, then I would do it. If I can't make the argument for it, then I don't do it. That's kind of how I view things. So if you're looking at one of those like ETFs there, the risk-adjusted returns over time are going to be horrible. Because Ethereum's running right now, it's great, but what happens when it goes down? Well, whatever these things are, whatever you want to call them, are going to drop a lot more than what the actual crypto will drop by. So if you're bullish on Ethereum, why not just buy Ethereum? Right? Why not just buy Ethereum? And if you want leverage on it, then just because what a lot of people are doing with those things, they're effectively saying to themselves, I want a leveraged position or on some of these crypto coins. And it's like, well, if that's what you want, just get leverage on them. You know, why go through all of these other different hoops to like jump through all these hoops and then end up in a position where your risk-adjusted returns are going to be horrible over the long run? To me, that doesn't make sense to do. I think you're taking on a lot more risk than you need to. AMD, my baby over here, looking phenomenal today. Up 3% off of the, I believe they just got some China news. They've been ripping all morning here, which is awesome to see. Let me see what the news actually was, because I saw it before. AMD confirms it received China AI chip export licenses. That is bullish. Your T-Mus contracts got a pump? Well, that's because T-Mobile was running there. Let's see. Yeah, what am I up right now on these? 83%. Not bad. Not bad. Does that make sense to everybody? It's like, if I want a leverage position on Ethereum, I'm just going to get a leverage position on Ethereum. If I want a leverage position on Bitcoin, I'm just going to get a leverage position on Bitcoin. I'm not going to subject myself to all of these other different types of risk, the offering, all sorts of other news that can happen with these, when I could just get the it just doesn't make sense to do it to me. If you want, they're for trading, not owning, in my opinion. If you want to trade them, by all means, go for it. If we see good setups in them, we might be able to take advantage of them. But even then, like if we were thinking about Ethereum, like Ryan, you guys see Ryan in the chat all the time, trades ETH A options off of like the Ethereum chart for the swings, and it's great, you know? Can I look at the AI? Yeah, C3 AI here. Didn't this report? I mean, again, guys, when you see these giant gap downs on earnings, there's typically a little bit of a 3-day rule here where you guys want to let these just chill. Ooh, this is a downgrade. This is a big downgrade on this one. D.A. Davidson downgraded C3 AI stock rating from neutral to underperform and reduced his price target from 25 to 13. Oofed. Tesla breaking out of the... Yeah, Joshua. So that is something that we talked a lot about on the private stream this morning with the LTMP community. I really like the weekly chart here. The thing about Tesla is I will never own this one. The people out there that are saying it's not a car company, it's that it is a car company. In order for them, in order for them to finance all of the other activities that they're doing, they need to sell vehicles. It's as simple as that. So I will trade the crap out of it though. Like, I love trading Tesla. So I have some longer dated contracts. I mean, longer than I would typically get on Tesla right now. And those are up. I bought those this morning. They're only up about 8%, but they're looking good. They're looking good. Making NVIDIA and AMD play 15% on all chips sold to China. I don't think that's that big of a deal, because if they're allowing them to sell to China, it's like saying, we're going to allow you to make more money than you were, but you're also going to break me off a piece. Fine with me. Like, that's all right. Uh-oh. Trump on Washington, D.C. places under direct federal control, deploying National Guard troops. Oh, no. What's going on now? What's the drama for today? Oh, we are 12 likes away from being 25% of the way there to the 200 like goal. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. So hopefully you guys, again, I don't know how many more times you guys want to see me call out these just absolutely filthy moves in the market. I'm just going to keep doing it. I literally am just going to keep doing it. Yeah, minus 15% revenue versus minus 100% from China. Exactly. It's like if they're allowing them to sell their products in those markets, well, obviously they're going to be able to generate more revenues from it. I'm fine with that. From a, like, obviously, like a me making more money on AMD perspective. Like, from an actual, like, I mean, I don't know if that's the best idea to be doing, but I mean, I don't think the U.S. government would really be playing that many games with China there. T-Mobile looks great. Another epic move. Guys, that's what the LTMP group is all about, man. Congratulations to everybody that has taken the time to go through the curriculum videos, ask me questions, and understand the setup. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. You bought an AI at 2240, think it was the bottom when you flushed to 14 overnight? Well, this right here. So, Daily Pizza, again, this is why, again, I say these things, I try to get this through your guys' head sometimes. I'm like, this is why I have the group, this is exactly why I'm an asshole on the streams. This is it right here. This stock is very clearly downtrending and has a very bearish chart. I would not be telling anybody to be buying this here. This looks horrible. Horrible. Awful. This looks bad. I'm disappointed that you're not, like, you're losing money, and that sucks. But at the end of the day, it's like, guys, the process that I use to operate in the market is just going to save you from all of this stuff anyway. So why are we doing all this other nonsense? You know, it comes from the fact where it's like, I think it's the bottom, or I think this is going to happen, or let's just dollar cost average into random AI company. I just don't get it. You know, it's like I'm showing you guys every single day, like Msos. Epic move there from 324 all the way up to 4. We have people with options up, I don't know, 500%. And then I tell you guys also from a long-term investing perspective, I have probably between 5 and 10 really, really high quality, high conviction ideas a year. And when I have them, I hammer them. Everything else, it's pretty irrelevant to me. And especially when we were looking at a chart like this, like if you brought up AI to me last week, what would I have said about this chart right here? You're downtrending, you're converging right into the 10 EMA. If I were to flip this chart upside down for you, we'd be looking to sling it to the upside, which in this case was the downside. Now again, that's not going to predict the news, but what it will do is keep you away from buying things like this when you don't need to be. Like, guys, I'm not here to be your friend. I don't give a flying you know what if you like me. I don't care. I don't need to do this. I don't. I'm trying to help you guys make money. That's what I'm trying to do. You either see it or you don't. That's as simple as that at the end of the day. If I make you feel bad in the live chat, it's probably because you're doing something wrong. It's from a place of me trying to help you guys make money, because the thing is I know for a fact every single one of you can do it. It's not that difficult if you just listen. That's it. Just listen. Tune out everything else. Don't be listening to all of this noise that people are trying to throw at you on social media, and you're going to start having more success. Now, that one's tough. This one is tough. In general, though, you wouldn't look at this chart and say that's time to long it, though. You appreciate all the advice? No, I know you do. You've been around here for a while. I'm just trying to get it across to everybody else that's like, oh, he's an asshole. It's like, no, I'm trying to help you guys. Like Msos, like that's why I said in the tweet, I was like, help me help you. Once you guys understand how to operate in the market like this, which literally will take you 2 hours at most, then you're good. You're good to go. Then it's all the streams and just listening to it's like I'm bashing my head against the wall sometimes with you guys. Msos, thank you. I'm in it because of you, up 180% on $3 calls, expiring on September 19th. Attaboy, Joshua. That's great. I love to see that. Tessie looks really good here. First target for me, I mean, you can kind of use 357.50, but I'd probably be using 367.50 there. That's probably what I would look at. T-Mobile looks great. Are Daily Taylor and Daily Pizza related? No, I don't think so. It'd be funny if they were, though. So that's why, guys, when I come out and I give you guys the opportunity to jump into LTMP for like 50% off your first month and all of those things, I'm making it so easy for you guys to come in and make money. Tell us again about Dick's Sporting Goods. Well, I chopped it in half last year, and I'm about to remove the other part of it. What do you think SoFi will be in the next months? SoFi right now is a broken chart. When I have an idea about something, guys, and the risk to reward is there, I tell you, right? So like at 655 last year, that's when I thought that was the best opportunity. Now, what was it? In May, I gave you guys the weekly breakout at $13.60, and now the stock is trading at what are we, 22, 23? As of right now, there's nothing to do on SoFi. You're such an asshole, but you know your shit. It's true, man. You know what I feel like sometimes? The kid from the Polar Express. But you guys make me do it. I would, if you guys did it, it's not my fault. It's your fault. I'm gaslighting you. I'm gonna gaslight all of you guys right now. It's not me. It's definitely you. If you guys didn't ask me all the time to buy stocks after they're up 500% in a month, I wouldn't have to be mean in the live chat. How does Micron look? They had a guidance increase this morning. They raised their guidance. This is not earnings. This is when you see like big shocks happen to the market like this. This is not a signal for action. That's not a great daily candle forming there. Also, Google, that was rude. Like for a long-term investment. Arthur, so think about it this way. This is how I want you to think about it. If I bought a stock at 655 and then I outlined it again at 1360, the stock is now trading at 23. Do you think it's a responsible thing for me to say that you should go out and buy it right now? Like, is that helpful for you? You know? Like, I think it's going to continue to do very well. But like I say all the time, guys, there's a time and a place for everything. Like, there's a time to be buying, there's a time to be holding, and there's a time to be selling. Right now on SoFi, for me, it's just a time to be holding. You think more like Goodwill Hunting? Yeah, that scene from Goodwill Hunting, that's sort of true there sometimes. But like Arthur, like all of the things that they're doing, like having crypto back, they're really aggressive user growth goals. The market's starting to finally give it the respect that it deserves. I think it's going to perform very well, but again, there's a time and a place to be buying. Right now, to me, it's not the time. The last time that I liked it, 1360. So there's going to be another time in the future where I like it, or another stock that I like that looks good too. But the reason why that I only have one stock that I have talked about for everybody in the last 2 years that is in the red is because I'm very picky with where and why I do things. The only one is Novo. That's it. Neo's up. Palantir's up huge. SoFi, Philip Morris, like they're all ripping. RKT, they're all going. Why? Because I'm very, very, very picky. I'm never in a rush to do anything, ever. I would sit here for 3 months and do absolutely nothing if that meant that I was just going to go in and just nail like the most high quality setup ever. Quality over quantity is so important. Thanks for the information. No problem, man. You have 3,000 shares long? Oh, great. That's what are you asking me for? You're already long. Where'd you buy it? Arthur, where'd you buy it? Yeah. Keep smacking that like on the way-in team. And then again, make sure you guys are taking advantage of that 50% off your first month sale. Prices for LTMP are going up at the end of the month. But if you want to lock in the lower rate, make sure you guys hop in before the end of the month and you guys will be good to go. Tessie looks good. T-Mobile looks great. I'd love to see T-Mobile over 248 today. That'd be pretty good. You know what I'm also going to do? I'll talk with you guys about this too. Where's Novo today? Oh, this is on the weekly. I have right now about 800 shares of Novo. I want 1,000. So, Arthur, if you're looking for something, I mean, I have a whole big research report on Novo Nordisk in the group for you. My initial average was 62.50, and it was off to a very hot start, and then hiccup, obviously. But at these levels here, I think this is having like a 2022 like Facebook moment. So I'm probably just gonna pick up another 200 shares this week, get a nice like 1,000 share position in Novo. I don't even know. I mean, I'd probably be like average at like 54 probably. Your average is at 11? Oh, Arthur, you're doing good right now. There's nothing for you to do on it. You just sit there and watch a great position. That's it. That's it, man. Chewy base and break. I wouldn't say that's a base and break. That's potentially a shift of trend here, and you could get a nice little period of consolidation and then a really, really fun break to the upside. That could be fun, actually. Keep that on the radar. Where's Tessie? Where's Amazon? Because that was one that we were potentially going to be looking at it setting up soon. It's got a flat line over the 10. It's got a flat line over the 10. You look into it? Yeah. I mean, again, it's at a good spot. I just, the argument is interesting for it. I'm long. You guys do what you got to do. You know? So. FFIV setting up. What do we got in here? Let's see. Yeah. That looks disgusting in a good way. Yeah, T-Mobile looks great here, just chilling at the highs. Reaper, that's a good one. That's a really good one, dude. But, like, think about it. You catch a couple, like, think about the last, your Novo position will be so good in the long run. I think so. I mean, 1,000 shares in Novo, I mean, like, think about it, guys. It goes back to 150. I mean, I have 150 grand in Novo. That's not bad. That's not bad. Here comes T-Mobile here, too. Are these getting snappy? What are these up? 89%. Not bad. This is interesting here too. This is again, it's just everything that we've been talking about. Bank of America, stagflation fears dominate. In Bank of America's August fund manager survey, 70% of investors expect global stagflation, high inflation, and weak growth over the next year, unchanged from July. Stagnation is seen by 12%, up from 10%. A boom by 7%, down from 10%, and a Goldilocks scenario by 7%. We're not going into stagflation. I'm telling you that right now. All right, here comes T-Mobile. That's looking good. Another great one here, guys. So, and what do you call it? All of you guys that were in the live chat here, you guys should have all been able to hit MSOS, DNUT, not Kohl's. I kept that one for the group, which was also the best one, 6,300%. And there's a Walmart. You guys saw the results of Walmart, but that was another one for LTMP. So again, I'm just gonna keep doing it. Like, it's gonna be fun. This has been a very, very, very fun stretch that we've had with you guys, and I don't see it stopping anytime soon, unless like CPI comes out really hot tomorrow. So, and again, Novo is like a 5 to 10 year thesis. It could go up. It could do all those splits again. We could have a lot of fun with that. So I like it. I think that one's going to be a big winner in the long run. I'm really not all that worried about the short-term volatility that we're seeing on it right now. Not concerned. So I'd love for T-Mobile to shoot above like 248. Next target on T-Mobile, guys, is 251.77. Last month has been dope. Yeah, dude. It's been great. It's been great. It's really awesome, too, seeing you new guys hop into the group and then learning everything. It happens very quick, and then you guys just start coming out. I think, what do you call it? We had somebody in here that nailed Lori. First trade, I think, with the group. MSOS. Boom. Really, really, really solid results, as always. I'd like for Tessie to just, like, rip our face off here in a good way, you know? Fund managers say U.S. stocks are overvalued. All right. Short it, then. Like, short it. That's kind of what I have to say about that. It's like, you guys want to short it? Go for it. Been adding shares of Nova with gains from the watch list. Nice. Nice. Play on SOUN. You guys have been asked, I've seen a lot of questions on SOUN. I think this is going to be normal, typical retail trader nonsense. It's up 17% today. Again, like, didn't we have a post-earnings move on this? Right? Wasn't there a post-earnings play on SOUN that you guys hit? I mean, I can look and see where it was. Did this qualify? Because earnings was, yeah, this is a post-earnings. Right here, boom. Entry was at 13.43. So as of right now, you are chasing. If you buy SOUN here, you are doing the biggest cardinal sin of like trading and investing. And the thing is that a lot of people are looking more at the outcome or the result. And I tell you guys all the time, like the outcome of one individual position or trade in the market for me is absolutely meaningless. Because it's all about the actual approach that you have to the market that's going to be able to give you, whether it's a long-term investing perspective, whether it's a trading perspective, whatever it is, it's the approach that matters, not the result. Because if I were to say, let's say here, oh, SOUN makes a lot of sense to buy. Hold on, let me go on the weekly. Let's say I was like, oh, SOUN makes a lot of sense to buy. We're buying like $25 calls and it rips and you're up 1,000% and you make 10 grand. Okay, cool. The problem is that you're left in the same exact place that you were in because you don't actually have a repeatable approach to extracting value out of the market. So the money that you actually made is not necessarily yours because it's entirely likely that you're going to give it back. You bought it at 9. That's good. I mean, you're up a lot. Use everybody to exit liquidity. Lori, good morning. Congratulations on the MSOS trade. What are we looking at? ASON? No. So Lori, I would make sure, I don't know if you had a chance to do this yet. This goes for everybody. As soon as you hop into the group, it is mandatory that you go through the educational curriculum videos. This is not a setup here for a short term. And also this is not looking like a base. This is just still leaking to the downside. This is not something that we would be wanting to go near in the short term. Bearish looking Meta, SPY, and Palantir. I can look at Meta, but Meta's got a really nice post-earnings consolidation setup here. This is not a bearish looking chart at all. This is an incredibly bullish looking chart. SPY, I would say, I mean, maybe it's on the short time frame, sure, but like in Palantir is also not a bearish looking chart. I mean, I can pull Palantir back. Tessie's near the highs. That's not a bearish looking chart on Palantir. Doesn't mean you have to do anything with it, but looking at that a couple weeks ago. Oh, ASON, where are we? But again, if it's not going to continue to remain in the setup. Oh, like in here, yeah, that looked interesting. Tessie looks nasty here. If Tessie does it for us, so here's the thing, guys. This is something that I say every single year. Tesla, it's usually 2 or 3 times a year. Will set up in a way where it gives you the most disgusting trade in the market. We had one really good one in here last year. It was I think this is the big winner for like highest percentage return for the year. Last year, I think it was 8,000% on Tesla back here. This year, also the biggest gain I've seen with LTMP with you guys in the group is also 8,000%. I'd love to see a 10,000%er, but the way to do it would actually be to make something free for earnings and then hold it. But this weekly setup here on Tesla, with all of the bad news that's been coming out with it, and it still cannot go down, that's typically a decent sign. If they get even a sniff of anything positive and this market remains a little hot here, Tessie could go on an absolute moon mission. So Learning Cribs inside its blank. D, so here's the thing. There is nothing on WAP. It's all in Discord. So all you have to do, and this goes for all of you guys that are joining in, all you have to do is connect your Discord account or like add your Discord account to your WAP account and you'll get automatically let into the community. That's it. Very simple. Wondering if it will recover? Well, I don't know. Again, we'll see if it recovers. It's not really something that I'm looking at really right now. It just isn't one that we would want to look for. You know, there's nothing really on that chart that is going to give you a good risk to reward spot. NBIS. Tessie, looking good. Let's see here. You got in where? 49? You're looking good, man. I mean, that's a really, really nice period of consolidation and then a gap up on earnings, so that looks good. I wouldn't touch this here. I would just hold it. I mean, I don't really see any reason to take any action on the chart right now. Most of the time, guys, and this is something that people fail to realize, it's like most of the time, the smart decision is to actually do nothing. And it's those different psychological shifts that you have to make because all of you guys have been through the school system and had a job where every single day you walk in, or you're online or whatever it is, and there's a certain amount of actions that you need to take every single day in order to feel productive. You're like, oh, you have to do this assignment, you have to take this test, you have to show up for participation, you have to do XYZ in order to maintain your employment status. Operating in the market is literally the exact opposite. You get more, let's say, bonus points or extra credit or actual scoring from doing nothing and preserving capital. And that's why you guys, when you guys see me cut things early, that's what I'm doing. When things aren't looking great or they're causing some drama like Google today when I was still green on it, that's what I'm doing. I'm looking at this and saying, I'd rather be in cash than let this sit around because I'm not forced to do anything ever. The market's not forcing me to do anything. If I see a good setup, I'm going to execute it. That's it. Most of the time when we look at charts, like you guys will ask me, make the joke. It's like, what do you think about this? It's like, well, I don't think about this. You know? Core post-earnings consolidation. I can take a look. And those are the little shifts that you have to make. If you want to, if it holds here, sure, but like I'd like this to tighten up a little bit more. Does that make sense to everybody? Because like we'll talk about like these different charts and tickers all day long, but 90% of the time, there's nothing to do on them. Like I'm bored out of my mind every day. Sometimes it's exciting when we nail like the most epic trades you've ever seen, like the 6,300% D-nut or Coles, the 3,600% Krispy Kreme. But in order to generate those types of results, you have to then be able to sit there and just relax. So T-Mobile still looking good. Tessie ripping. There we go. Tessie. So it's those little shifts that are mandatory. You have to be thinking in the market that way. People love to say like, oh, there's a lot of different ways that, no, there are certain inalienable truths about how you have to operate in the market. And if you fail to realize those things, you will end up failing. And that's why I can sit here all the time and just be like, I told you so, because it happens a lot. Market's not looking great here. There's not really any crazy volatility zones. The one that I gave you guys on Friday was pretty fun to watch play out. You don't think it was boredom, it's peace of mind? Right, it's a time where we don't have risk on in the market, which is always nice. When selling a huge position and it loses its thesis, do you trim out of it or you just sell? Capital gains and taxes? No, I'm not worried about taxes. No. But usually, Mole, like, not really. I mean, in general, no, I'm not worried. A lot of them are going to be at long term anyway, so it's not really a big deal at the end of the day. But like Philip Morris, for example, like when I gave you guys that at 95 and then it shifted the thesis a little recently, like Philip Morris can still continue to have a lot of success over the long run. But if the main reason why we were looking at Philip Morris was just the absolute crazy year over year and quarter over quarter increase in Zyn shipments, which was a massive moneymaker for them. Now that you're seeing that shift lower, it's not really the same type of thing. So that one would be one where you could probably sell half of the position and just roll it into something else. You know? Please get the likes up. It's free and you're helping the channel ultimately yourself. Jennifer, I appreciate that. Did I talk about VZ today? Yeah, that one fired. I didn't take it just because I didn't want any more risk going into CPI, but that one did not end up playing out. That one was not one, again, because think about it. I was already in T-Mobile, so I'm not really going to double dip in telecom, right? T-Mobile already came up, hit that target. You guys could have easily already been able to scale out there at a pretty decent area. Or probably up 75, 80%. And you're good to go from there, you know? So hopefully you guys are paying attention to these things. I'm going to throw the link for you guys to hop into the group in the live chat here. So again, use code August. That'll get you first month for 50% off. It's $1 a day, guys. It's just crazy. It's like you either want to make money in the market or you don't. Prices are going up, though, at the end of the month. So if you guys want to lock in the lower rate, you guys have had more than enough time, seen more than enough absolutely epic moves to be able to realize just this is probably the way you need to be operating in the market. If you don't see it, that's fine. Just don't expect to have success doing a lot of these other things that people are trying to tell you are going to benefit you, because they are flawed in almost any sense of the way. Think about it. Like, I operate very logically. If it made sense to do, I would do it. You know? Very logically. If performing XYZ action in the market made sense to do, well, then I would do that. But most of the things that I've seen out there, and I've seen pretty much everything, nothing is going to beat what we do here. And again, I show you guys how it's not going to beat it. It's like you're not going to see these massive multi-1,000% returns on these trades doing anything else. Let's see. Let's see. But I hope this is making sense to you guys. I sit here and I say these things every day, and then they play out. It's like, oh, look. There it is again. You know? Let's see here. Not a whole lot on the newsfeed, and we're probably not going to see a lot of craziness pre-CPI either. So, market's just kind of bouncing around, not doing a whole lot. T-Mobile still looks good. Tessie still looks great. We'll see what happens with all these. Yeah, you're just leaking out here. Tesla looks epic. Facebook looks really good too. That could be one for post CPI for us. The post earnings consolidation setup, that would look very fun. Yeah, exactly, dashboard. That's exactly how it works. Keep it simple. Let's see. I don't really see much else. I mean, pretty decent start to the week. Nothing crazy. T-Mobile's looking good. Those Teslas are green. Cut Google at a little bit of a gain. It's like, all right, let's just wait for that next epic trade. Last week was the 1,100% Walmart. You not understanding how Palantir keeps going up? Nobody is. Nobody's understanding that. But hey, I mean, again, if it wants to keep going up, let it. I think the market at some point is going to end up holding that one to a higher standard, but they are doing everything that they need to do fundamentally as a business to continue to have that retail and institutional support, even at these current crazy valuations, because that revenue growth is just nuts. They just keep growing and growing and growing. Is it overvalued? Absolutely. Absolutely it is. But it's got the AI premium, and you probably don't want to be betting against the CIA. So that's like, is that the bet that you want to take? This looks, I mean, I see what you're looking at here, but this would need at least a week or two of flatlining in order for me to get interested, you know? It's just not quite there yet, you know? Yeah. Oh, also, I forgot to tell you guys, no streams on Wednesday. I had another golf tournament. I'll be back Thursday, though. No streams Wednesday. But we'll have CPI tomorrow. We'll see the kind of spillover of CPI on Wednesday, and then we'll, what do you call it? We'll get back to work on Thursday. I mean, obviously, when last time I was in a golf tournament, it was just us watching Roblox run 600% for us. Just me hanging out, doing nothing. Having a good time. MSOS still holding really nicely here too. Again, we like to sell the gap ups. You got a nice little run here. So if you guys were selling those options on this big gap up this morning, I mean, again, I gave this one to you guys at 324. It's now at 17? All right. You want me to do it again? I'm going to do it again. I don't know which one it's going to be. Actually, though, it's funny. Every single one that I talk about on Instagram and TikTok are the ones that it's like 4 in a row. It was AEO, Dina, I think I gave out, and then also Msos. So I got to make a little video. We'll do another nice little victory lap on Instagram and TikTok today. Let's see. How do you contact me off the stream? It is on Twitter or Instagram. D Young, if you are still working on connecting your Discord account to WAP, reach out to WAP support, not me, because I'm not going to be able to help you. Also, this is for everybody joining the group too. I'm never, ever, 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 ever going to message you on Discord. Even if you tell me, hey, I messaged you on Discord, I'm not going to look at it. There's too many scam accounts on there. But D Young, all you got to do is go into your settings on your WAP account. Preferably, it's probably easier to do it on desktop. And then, what do you call it? Then you just add your Discord account to your WAP profile, and then it'll automatically let you in. You'll be good to go. Thoughts on Adobe? Let me look. This could be basing, but you would need to shift the trend in order to even sort of get me interested over here, which you're not doing yet. There's nothing to do on this chart right now. HSY got slaughtered. Did it? What happened to Hershey's? That could actually give us down to the 200. Hershey's has been very fun for us on a couple of these filthy moves up. Like, you wouldn't expect Hershey's to move that much, but when it starts to set up, guys, that is one that we are always going to pay attention to. That's a fun. We traded the crap out of this one before. Market's just grinding down. Tessie's holding. T-Mobile came down a little bit, but that's fine. This still looks good. So if you guys are free on T-Mobile, you just let it go. There's not much else to do on that. So, I mean, I could buy another 200 shares of Novo today. Ran out of chocolate? Yeah, I don't know. It's not one I want to own, but it definitely is very tradable. Just like Tesla. I think we might have something cooking here, ladies and gentlemen, with Tessie. I think we might have a good one here. Just letting you guys know. I think it could be a fun one. This might be the next like big multi-thousand percenter. I mean, they've happened every week for the last 5 weeks except for one of them. So I'll throw the link in the live chat for you guys again. Here you guys go. Boom. Ooh, hold on. Yeah, and make sure you use code August too. That'll get you guys in there for $1 a day for your first month. T-Mobile losing a decent amount there. That's fine though. It's just the market bleeding out. I still like that chart. I've got some time on that thing too. So you hit first target, you should be risk free on that one. You can let it go from here. What are yields doing? Nothing. Where's the dollar? Does the dollar pop back up? Nothing crazy yet. Lori sold MSOS for 436. There you go. That's really good. All the cannabis stocks ripping. Joshua, don't forget who told you first. I told you. I like those. Those are sometimes fun. When you look at the chart, like really good on the weekly, you've got some rumors circulating with some regulation coming in. I mean, those can be the really fun ones. I think the really fun ones that we saw were like DNUT, AEO, KSS. I think there was one more I gave you guys too, but like there were some really fun ones there, and it's just like where are they gonna go next? Like you had a ticker called DNUT with like 30% short interest, and the Wall Street Bets people were out and about. It's like they're gonna hit it. Like that one had everything aligned. So Tessie looking good, T-Mobile fading a little bit, but that's fine. Already hit target. Yeah, that was Lori's first trade with us. There you go. There you go, Lori. Simple and easy. Tessie up 4%. I'm looking at the weekly chart here. I just really like how this looks on the weekly. Yeah, Google back up. That's annoying. Again, I'm not going to sit here and deal with the drama. Google on positive CPI could really get going. I'm just not going to take that risk. There's no point. Yeah, like if you guys are missing these two, it's like, I mean, it was on Instagram, it was on TikTok, it was on Twitter. We talked about it in the streams. It's like, how much more do you guys want? A lot of these 1,000%ers I gave you guys for free too. I'm probably going to stop doing that pretty soon and just start showing you guys the results again. Because, again, I mean, prices are going up for the group. So, yeah, see what this market wants to do. Where's Neo? How's Neo looking? The daily? Still a good looking chart here. It's not one that I'm going to trade, though. It's got a mind of its own. It's going to move all around like crazy. We did see some S&P upgrade, like target upgrades today from the large financial institutions, which was kind of interesting. I don't really like when they do that. It's obviously better than downgrades. 800 DC National Guard troops to be deployed. We're not looking to take years on making DC safe. Interesting. Interesting. All right. Yeah. Any tickers you guys want me to look at? You got any questions about anything macro investing? That's why I do these guys. Let's see what we got. And we got Nvidia coming up to report here too soon. That'll be interesting. Let's see. Tessie back over to, what is that, 343? That's good. I want to see like 345 today. That'd be nice on Tessie. Sweet Green. That just reported earnings, so we can take a look and see what happened with Sweet Green. But I think a lot of the food companies got killed. Yeah. Wait another couple days. This is, again, like I say all the time, when you see these big shocks get put into the market, you just stay away and wait. That's it. You just wait for them to move around a little bit. Like, a lot of people are going to tell you, no, it's a good time to buy. It's like, no. These are not serious people that have any experience in the market. Like, remember, guys, I understand I look young. I've been doing this since I was 14 years old, really. I've been doing this for a very long time. There are certain ways to operate in the market that are going to enable you to have long-term success. Just buying stocks after they're down on earnings is probably not the best thing to do because they're down for a reason. They're also up for a reason after earnings. That's why we play the post-earnings strategy. Does it mean you actually buy the shares there? I mean, you could sometimes, but the post-earnings strategy is really fun. Do you think we hit a pullback in August, or are we just going to go? Well, it depends on what happens this week with the inflation data and also Nvidia earnings coming up at the end of the month. Seasonality would suggest, like the seasonal trends, would suggest that August is a red month. The problem that I have with that, again, a lot of the things that people like to look for in terms of data points, they just kind of look at them because that's the way that things are done sometimes, and I just don't agree with that. Because think about it, every single year, every single month, every single week is different because the overall macro situation you're in is most of the time going to be different. So I'd rather look at the board in front of me and make my decision based on that versus saying, oh, out of the last 15 years, August has been red 8 of the times, you know? Because that doesn't actually tell you anything. It's just like, oh, it's just a one data point that's trying to encompass way too many variables, you know? So I think I would say this, if we do end up pulling back, really all we're going to do is get a prior all-time high retest on the S&P, and then we're going to be perfectly fine. I do not foresee any reason why we're going to have a Liberation Day-like sell-off in the near future. You know, I think a lot of things are setting up for a lot of fun in the market. You already know that they're going to run it hot. I think it's going to be interesting to see how yields are going to react to this. But in general, I mean, you're going to have some weeks of pulling back, but like, I think we're going to be smooth sailing for a while. Again, last week, the last couple of weeks here have just been choppy. You've just been seeing these pretty big wicks coming through. What you actually need for the next big sustained move up is I do think you need that foreign money to come back. So you need the dollar to strengthen. Which think about this, if CPI is low, what do you think happens? You know? If CPI is low, you could see some dollar strength, and then you could see rate cut expectations move up, and then the market gets excited, and then foreign money flows back in. And T-Mobile losing it there. You hit target today, though. That was nice. It was almost a top tick here. It was very, very, very close to a top tick. That's why we like to target these levels here. You know? Tessie moving. I think that's new highs. No, it was it's close to new highs. Not quite there yet, but getting there. That's looking real good. Looking real good. Looking for new highs here. I'd like to see above 345 today. That'd be nice. Because think about it. What is the context of that dollar move? It means there's more demand for dollars globally, which means they're coming back into U.S. denominated assets, which means U.S. bonds and U.S. equities, which then provides an even greater bid than retail and these institutions just bidding this thing up like crazy. Tessie new highs here, or really close for a second, and then just rejected. Yeah, Google ripped back up. I mean, if Google holds here and then CPI is low, Google could easily get up to that second target that we had. But you hit first target on like within 2 hours. Like that Google move on Friday was disgusting too. I don't really like what T-Mobile's doing here. Yeah, I might cut the rest of this. What? Yeah, might just take the base hit on T-Mobile. On the rest of them. You know? You're just kind of fading there. Not a big fan of that daily candle. I'm going to see if I can get out of this. Yep, done. Book the win. Thank you. I'll take that win. Not bad. Made 100% on Google on Friday. Yeah, there you go, Jesse. Yeah, Tessie is trying to get above there. I mean, 345 would be big. 350 would be massive. I'm out of the rest of the T-Mobiles now. When you hit a target like that and then it just starts fading, I'm like, and they weren't like up over 100%. So I had already like had to sell. It's like, all right, just give me the money. Take the win. You know, just take the win. Preserve capital, add it to the cash balance, get ready to deploy at the better setups when they form, which they're going to do. MSOS back to 420. There you go. Who's still in the MSOS? Because that's still looking great. You get a couple of more headlines there about descheduling. I mean, that thing's going to shoot over 5, I think. If it does. But again, that doesn't mean that you buy it here, especially when I was outlining it for you guys at $3.23. Yeah, I'll probably be back with YouTube videos for you guys tomorrow. I'll definitely be able to get some Instagram and TikTok videos out for you guys tonight. Or today, something like that. Ooh, Tessie, come on. Come on, Tessie. You can do it. You can do it. Very good day. Made some gains with CVS and NQ. Made lunch. Time for a nap. Alert set. Nothing but... Exactly. There you go. That's what I think people just completely misunderstand about the market most of the time. Is like, most of the time we're going to sit here and just do nothing. We're just bored. But that's good. It's you don't... Any time that you don't have capital at risk in the market, from a trading perspective, is a good thing. I'm only going to be taking risk when it makes sense to, and I have the edge on my side. That's it. Right now, the way the market looks, there's a lot of interesting things that can start firing off. That's why I like Tesla. That's why I'll play with T-Mobile or Google or MSOS. Oh, MSOS just ripped. Hold on. MSOS just ripped. What did we just get? Yeah, there it is. Trump looking at reclassifying marijuana getting circulated again. Yeah. Tessie above 344. There we go. MSOS is ripping. Yep, there it goes. Let's see. This might get up to that 480. Let's see. Did they halt it? They might have just halted that. I think it halted. Oh, no. There it is. There it is. What about Bull? You can do it with Bull. How's that looking? That still looks really good here. I mean, that's still a very, very, very nice chart. Again, like I was saying before, I want this to have a couple more days of flatness. I'm probably not going to be in this one, but entry here, stop below there, first target up there, good risk to reward. That's fine. Where is it? Where's the weed stocks? You're welcome. You're welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Pay attention or pay a premium. That probably just juiced the IV on some of your contracts there. I bet those ripped for a second. Trump will make marijuana decision in the next few weeks. Well, timing's as good as always, ladies and gentlemen. So, let's see if that can continue. Again, a lot of you guys should have been able to make that free, move your stops to break even earlier today. At the open, now you just get to sit and wait with stops at break even. If with options, you could just hold it and let it do whatever it wants to do now. Because if they descheduled it, or what is it? What are they calling it? I'm saying deschedule, but it might be like reclassify, I think is what they're saying. Yeah, if they reclassify it from, I believe it's Schedule 1 right now, it's Schedule 2. I mean, you could see MSOS at $8, $10, guys. I try to help all of you. The great weed trade of 2025. I feel like we do the weed trade once a year. Like ACB, wasn't that like a 1 to 14 risk to reward last year? That was insane. So again, you guys want more trades like that? You want to learn exactly how we're doing this and hop in with us to be able to do this every single week? Again, here you go. There's the link. I'm just going to keep doing it. I'm just going to keep handing them out. You going to miss the next one? Or the next one? Or the next one? Or the next one? We're not. So again, use code August. Get your first month for $1 a day. You guys are going to be good to go. Tessie flirting with 344 there. That's nice. That's nice. Yeah, I cut my MSOS. Come on, Tessie. Come on, Tessie. I'm out of T-Mobile, too. That was a decent trade. I mean, that's like base hit. That's not going to move the needle in any direction there, but that was still good. I'll take the gains. Same thing with Google. I'll take the gains there, too. Now I just have Tessie, which looks really filthy if it goes. So it's sneaking up towards 345 here. I got some all right size on it too. Yeah, this looks good. There's looking for new highs. Msos looking for new highs. There we go. So right around 480 is a good next take profit area for those of you guys in it. Right around there. Because it's the bottom of this base in here. So if you get up there today, which would be huge. The stock is already up 16% of the day. That would be really nasty. So that'd be another nice little burst there. To hit over 200% on Msos 2.5 months out is amazing. Yeah, that's no joke. Which, you probably shouldn't have been trading the options on it. You should have just traded the shares. But, still really, really good gains, guys. Really, really good work. You're not going to see that anywhere else. Happy I cut T-Mobile, took the gains. Same with Google. I just don't want to sit there and let that thing chop around. Especially going into CPI, I want to de-risk it a little. I'm fine with having longer dated Teslas through CPI. I didn't really want anything. The Googles had some time on them, but I was like, yeah. I'd rather wait for that next fat pitch and just hammer it, you know? Just hammer it. Yeah, I want to see what happens with Tessie above 345. That'd be fun. So I have Octobers on Tesla. How much? Oh, Todd. Yeah, I got Octobers on Tesla because it's a weekly breakout. That's what I got. So they're up a little bit, but if I'm gonna trade like that far out, I can get a little bit more size into it. Tesla and Msos today. Thanks, STV. Great day, Dawn. No problem. No problem. That's what I'm here for. What else we got? Market just doing nothing. I really wouldn't expect that much out of this market going into CPI tomorrow. I think they're really going to be bracing for everything going on tomorrow morning. Because you still have those big fears. Like, oh my God, stagflation is going to come back. Inflation is going to rip to the upside. It's like, is it though? Is it really? Tessie making a little push here. Hello. Yeah, 2 to 3 months out on those weekly breakouts. 3 or 4, like right around there, 2 to 4 months. That's usually the sweet spot for the weekly breakouts that we look at. Sometimes though they just rip that week, and then I'm like, well, I wish I had weeklies on it, but again, you can't win them all. I want that to have a nice continued move. This thing has been consolidating for a long time, and this sustained move out of here could bring us to, if we nail it, 420, which would be sick. Buying Tesla? Yep. If you buy it now, you're chasing. I would not do that. Are you Tesla? Anyone own any BNZI? Explain why their target is 5,000% more than was currently at right now. This is actually going to be an interesting learning lesson here. Let me see. What do we look at? BNZI. What is this? Bonsai International. Okay. So it is a, what? 12 million market cap software company. So, one, this is kind of a sling here. I really would not be looking a whole lot about things like this. What I will say, though, is that just from a chart perspective, this actually looks pretty filthy with a nice base here. The problem with this, Austin, and it's not even this stock in particular, because I just wouldn't touch this anyway. This is just not something that I think these aren't like good kind of areas of the market to be in. Not software, just like these really small market cap companies. But what I will say is these like analyst price targets in general are completely useless to me. Anyway, it literally is just some guy at like Morgan Stanley, Bank of America, just like doing their own analysis and their process and coming up with a price target. The problem with price targets is that you're trying to account for way too many variables and there's never any time frame on it. The other thing is that if you're looking at a price target in terms of value, the market these days doesn't really move based on what the stock is actually valued at. Again, it's going to price in the future expected performance and discount that back to the present. So that's kind of what it's doing. It's not valuing the company in the present. The market is valuing the company by what they think it's going to be able to be worth in the future. That's how the market works. That's why you can see something like Palantir continuously run like this, because people are going to continuously think, okay, well, AI is going to keep going. They're going to keep growing the revenues in the commercial and the government sector, and things can just keep snowballing. But then you see something like Philip Morris, where, yeah, they're still going to be able to generate a lot of revenues. They have all sorts of different products. They're still going to grow, but maybe not as fast, and that's where the re-rate comes on the downside on earnings. I don't care about analyst price targets at all. I care more about the thesis of everything, because it goes back to that old saying. It's like the market can remain irrational longer than you can remain solvent. Now think about that from an actual perspective that benefits you. Like Palantir's, great example. Like if you were entering Palantir where I was talking about it at 15, I would say the market has been irrational on Palantir since about 70. But that doesn't really mean anything. Like you could have a price target on like 60 on Palantir, because that's what it's, let's say, fairly valued at, maybe, or like 80, 100. But that doesn't mean that it's actually going to trade there. There's too many other variables that you have to account for in the marketplace to be able to have those price targets actually mean anything to anybody, you know? And that's why you see, when you look at those analyst performance over time, I think you can look at it on, what's it called? Tip ranks, maybe? It's something like that. They're all horrible. They're the worst. They're never right, you know? So to me, it's a lot of useless noise. I don't pay attention to it. Tessie looking great here. Tessie looking real good. Trump next meeting will be with Zelensky and Putin. Expecting constructive talks with Putin. Oh, nice. Very nice. Yeah, sum up a little bit on these Teslas. I think that has the potential to be another good one. You guys already saw the Msos play out very well. It's at 432 right now. Stock's up 15% on the day. It's up how much from the entry point that I outlined for everybody? Let's look. Let's do a little bit of a look. 324 is right here. Stock is now 33% in, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks? Or no, because the break was here, this day, August 1st. So 11 days. Stock is up 33%. It was up more. So there you go. You're welcome. I'm going to do it again. But it really is all about understanding the process behind what I do versus like the outcome. Like, yeah, I know me showing you these big 1,000%ers every single week is going to get a lot of your guys' attention, but like the important part is the process behind it. That's helpful. Reading about some of these things contradict themselves. I feel like a lot of time trying to build a starter portfolio. I appreciate it. Yeah, no problem, man. I would say I almost try to model myself after Stanley Druckenmiller. That's kind of how I look at things. Now, obviously, I don't do it to the extent that he did with like Soros. In a lot of the stuff that I do with macro, I'll look at it from like a trading perspective, not like actually putting it in like the big accounts. Like one of the things that Druckenmiller and Soros would talk about is like, well, if you think that you want to put 100% of the fund in it, put 250% of the fund in it. Like they would bet big on high conviction things because their whole thing was like, it's not about how much, it's not about whether you're right or wrong. It's how much you make when you're right and how much you lose when you're wrong. So if you can be very good at understanding the thesis behind what you're doing and you understand when that thesis changes or you're wrong in your thesis, you can hammer things a little bit. And that's kind of the way that I manage the risk and like trading too. Like from staring at these things for years and years and years and years, I have a good understanding of when things aren't going to follow through. I'm wrong sometimes. Like Walmart last week, if I was in that one, that would have been great. But like, it's not always about that. That's why I teach it the way that I do. But identifying those big fat pitches that like look so crazy obvious in hindsight, like that's kind of how I'm viewing Novo right now, which is why I'm like, I want to get a nice 1,000 share position. I only need 200 more, and then I'll sit there in it. But think about all the macro trades I'm giving out too, especially in the bond market. Those have been nasty. Like the top in bonds the day before the first Fed cut was probably one of my best calls ever. Then I was probably within 3 days of the bottom in bonds. Was it earlier this year? Now though, you're not really seeing much happen, because the expectations on cuts and oh wow, Tessie's ripping right now. There we go. The overall market expectations for rate cuts aren't getting too unrealistic on either side. So there's not much for me to do on that perspective. It's like, okay, well, if there's not going to be something there that I could take advantage of, then I'm not going to really look at it all that much. Like, yeah, we still look at the bond market, but we're not like hunting it all the time. You know? Quick lunch break, Renee. Thank you. Appreciate it. But yeah, hopefully you guys are understanding like the LTMP methodology, the way that we do things in here is gonna really, really help you guys out over the long run. That's why I do this with you guys. Like, you guys know, I don't have to do this. I could just sit here, do this on my own, do a lot of other things with my time. But I really love seeing the amount of success that you guys are able to have. It's awesome. It is really awesome seeing the messages I get all the time are really, really cool to see. Msos moving. A lot of great moves, especially over the last 3 months too here, which has been really cool. Tessie back down, but that's looking good. Where's the market? Are we moving up? Nah, it's just chopping to be expected going into CPI tomorrow. But yeah, Austin, it's more of like identifying really, really solid asymmetric risk to reward opportunities where the market is just missing something. They're just not getting it, you know? In a lot of it is being contrarian. Well, in the bond market it is. Like the reason why I had such high conviction in the bond market move going into the first rate cut was because we were pricing in like the market expectation for rate cuts from before we started cutting going into the end of the year, or not the end of the year, going into most of 2025 was like 8 rate cuts. That's not realistic, and the data was not in support of that. They were pushing things way too far in one direction. So what then ends up happening is after you get that first cut, it's basically a buy the, or it was a, I think it's a sell the rumor, buy the news. Or no. Buy the rumor, sell the news on the in the bond market. The other one was a sell the rumor, buy the news. Because in order for the bond market to continue higher, you need to then price in more cuts. So the data would have to get CPI would have had to go to like 2, 1.5. You'd have to see unemployment rocket. You would have to see growth crater, which nothing that we were seeing was supporting that. And then you see this move happen in the bond market here, where if we just look at yields, which I know I'm saying top in bonds, just again, bond yields and bond prices are inversely correlated. Where was it? Friday. This is the Tuesday that I made the call. Tuesday, September 17th. Yields go from at close on Tuesday, 3.647%, all the way to the highs at the peak, which I called this top two. This was the other one. I think I called it on this day. So I was like a day or two off. 4.8. That's like, you guys don't realize, like, I know everybody thinks that bonds are a snooze fest. No. That's like life change. You short ZB on that, you're making shitloads of money. That's why Druck is like hammered some of these trades in the past, and they just make him billions of dollars. So like the macro stuff is fun, but you can't go, there's a Twitter saying, it's like never go full macro. Because if you focus on it too much, you'll try to do things when they just don't make sense. Also, the USD JPY one last year, that was ridiculous. Look at this one. Boom. I was like a 1 to 30 risk reward. But everybody, it is 11:45. We are going to be wrapping it up for today. I'm going to throw the link for you guys to be able to hop into the group here back in the live chat. Welcome to all of you guys that are hopping in today. Make sure you guys use code August. It's very simple to hop in. You sign up through that link right there. You connect your Discord account to your WAP account. You'll get let right in. And then first things first, I'll send you guys to the start here area when I see you guys pop in. And then you go through the curriculum videos, and you guys are going to be all good to go with us. So hopefully these streams, you guys are finding some value in them. I don't think anybody else is talking about markets this way on the internet, which is why I do this. Let's see. Took the fee and made some money. Shot in the dark, seeing several ticks not being crap, and some saying it's free money. Your take? I mean, you're gambling. It's not either, Austin. Those IPOs, it's not either. It's not free money or a shot in the dark. Well, okay, I would lean more towards shot in the dark because you are gambling and you are exit liquidity for the institutions that are facilitating the initial public offering. So I don't trade them. I don't go near them. This is how I'll show you really quickly kind of how you do it. This was one of the other recent trades that I gave to everybody. It was on Bull. So this is not an IPO, but it was a SPAC getting converted into, or a SPAC merging with Webull here. So you see this massive spike. Again, a lot of people, because the thing is, if I start talking about something here, by the time everybody starts listening to me, because everybody loves to be late, it's probably already going to be up here. So the smart thing to actually do is just for this, is literally just for you to wait for it to base, and then this was the trade setup that I outlined for everybody with the breakout above 1177. You got that nice run to 1430, the next pop to 15. You can move your stop to break even and then not worry about it. So you never would have gotten hit. You're seeing a very, very nice chart setup develop here. You actually have we were talking about this one this morning. So that could look really good. But that's how you do it. You wait. You got to be patient. And you have to be okay with missing certain things because there's always going to be another pitch coming. That's the important part. Never think to yourself, oh my God, this was the only time that I'm ever going to see X, Y. Guys, it's going to happen over and over and over again in the market. There's always money to be made. So I'll see all you guys in the group later today. Be on the lookout for some Instagram and TikTok videos of me victory lapping like crazy, being an a-hole on social media. But yeah, I'll see you guys later. Welcome to all you new members. We're going to get you guys in the right, going in the right direction. But other than that, guys, have a great rest of your day. Peace.